Also, this is not very straight anymore.
Can't forget you guys. I'm gonna calculate exactly how much we spent and then let you guys know.
One thing I had not considered.
Having gate access is going to be essential.
And the first casualty.
This is so fun. I can't wait till they're all out here.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
Good morning, friends. It is definitely a sunny one today. We are headed out to the wood pile to see what materials we have and hopefully finish up the gate portion of the fence today. You remember when we originally started this whole fencing project, we did a big Home Depot run and tried to get all of the treated 2x4s that we needed for the top, bottom, and then all of the decorative top pieces around the fence, but we're running a little scarce.
Not only are we going to need more 2x4s, but also this is not very straight anymore. And if you're wondering why we're not milling all the 2x4s, it's because it would take forever. The only reason we did the posts was just to cut down on the cost of the fence overall. There wasn't a ton of posts that we had to do, and the posts are one of the more expensive cuts of wood. So that's why we're not milling the 2x4s. We're just going to go pick some up.
If you don't know, 2x4s that you would buy from like Home Depot are softwood. So they're made out of like pine and fir versus our oak trees are solid hardwood. And so we wouldn't really want to waste 2x4s on that. That's more of like furniture, building materials.
That's good wood. We don't want to waste it on 2x4s.
Basically, what does this mean, babe?
We're going to town.
Can't forget you guys.
So it's just a piece of routed wood with trim stapled to the bottom of it.
Okay, so we spent $331, and I believe we got two things that were extra.
Yeah, we got the door jamb for the pocket door in the bathroom. We got the last piece of underlayment that we needed, which was $30, and then 2 sheets of siding, which were $30 each. That way we can cover up the bottom of the hot tub. So about $200. You take all that out.
Oh, let me turn this down just in case you can't hear me. I told y'all our receipt amount in the first video that we posted all regarding the fence stuff when we went to Home Depot the first time. After everything's said and done, I'm going to calculate exactly how much we spent and then let you guys know. That way, if you want to build a fence that is this size with these components, you know how much we spent on it.
But minus the wood posts, because we made those.
But I do believe I took a little clip of how much the wood posts cost if you were to purchase them. So I'll be able to tell y'all that price as well. I'll just have to go back through all my footage and look at it.
All right, we are back out here in the backyard, right where we started the beginning of the fence at. So this is gonna be where our first gate's gonna go, and it's gonna be a double gate.
A few moments later.
One thing I had not considered, if we're gonna build a deck in the backyard, then we probably shouldn't put a gate right here.
Yeah, that's 8 feet right there.
Yeah, we should probably just not put a gate right here then. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and put this back. You're not understanding, whenever we build a deck for the backyard, it's gonna come out to about here, which is about 8 feet away from the house. So it's actually gonna cover up that space right there anyway. So if we put a gate there, then eventually it's gonna be useless. So we're just gonna put it back how it was, back to being a fence panel, and then we're gonna move on to the next spot. Gonna staple it in, and then we'll throw the top piece on there. We're gonna change the fence on the planer. We're gonna router the top piece, get that installed, and then we'll go start on the back gate.
Oh wait, hold on, let me get the... Okay. The reason that he's even putting a gate back here on this back fence line is because our lagoon is located on the very back of our property, and if for some reason we ever have to get a tractor back there, we don't want to have to cut a big long trail just to gain access to it, so that's why we left room for a gate. We have just the right amount of space for a mower, but definitely not quite enough for a tractor, so having gate access is going to be essential.
So this is going to be the basic design we're going with. Obviously it's going to be a little bit different because we have that extra decoration wood, I guess you would call it, on the top. So we're still going to be adding that on top of this, but this will be our general idea and dimension. So now let's start building it. Okay, so we have our bottom piece here and our side piece here. Everything is routed out deep enough for the panel to sit into. And then I went ahead and drilled some pilot holes right here too, so that way I can sink my screws in really deep. So I'm gonna go ahead and line these up and then we'll screw them together.
Shoot, she's
Go that way, go that way. Wait.
She's a little thick.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, I think what we could do is, because like, how often are we gonna be using this gate, right? Like maybe once a month.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we could always just put 3 hinges on that side and then do a latch for the top and the bottom on this side.
Enough.
So that way, whenever it's closed, it's essentially a fence panel. It's attached to both posts on top and bottom, so it won't be flimsy or any vertical 2x4 like this. You know
All right,
what I'm
let's just
saying?
hang it and see how it looks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's some staples.
That's the
It's actually a lot sturdier than I thought it was going to be. It's really not flimsy at all. Also, I had not considered not being able to open it all the way because of the ground right here. So good thing we're able to open it all the way, right?
But that does kind of take away my plan of just adding cattle panel on the bottom. So we're going to figure something like that out.
Yeah, it is kind of a little bit of a gap at the bottom. So we're going to have to figure something out for that. I'm not really sure what yet. Maybe we can just like, I don't know, cut a piece of wood to kind of go with it. Go with the angle of the ground or something. And then this post right here is warped a tiny bit. Our bottom is a tiny bit too wide. I didn't measure, so I don't really know, but we're gonna have to just trim a tiny little hair off the end of this so we can close it all the way. Yeah, I'd do it tonight, but I can't see well enough right now. So I'm gonna throw this latch on really quick and then call it a night.
Okay, hello friends. We are back at it again today. Last night we finished up the back gate and this side panel over here. All that's left is one panel and one gate. So that is what we are tackling today. It's going to be this whole area behind me where Cody's at, which I'll show you in just a second. Of course, we still need to do, if you can see it, top pieces. As soon as we get everything done, I'll just bolt cut all of them and then he can install them. It goes by relatively quickly. So I'm not worried about the top pieces. And then once everything is done, we'll kind of reevaluate and figure out what we want to do about the bottom portion. Lots on our list today. Let's get started.
All right, so first things first, we're gonna trim the end of the gate right here. That way it can close all the way. I wanted to do it last night, but I couldn't really see enough, so we'll just knock it out real quick. We got the spring-loaded latches. All right, while we wait on this concrete to set, we're gonna go ahead and start building the gate. Summer got herself a new wheelbarrow today. And the first casualty.
We have a wheelbarrow, but it has seen way better days and the tire's super flat. It's kind of a pain in the butt to use, so I don't even like using it. The Orschelns in town is going out of business, so they were running a sale and I got myself a wheelbarrow and I've wanted one for so long, so I'm very excited about it. It's done, minus the top piece. So let's do it.
Now I'm just gonna add some fencing staples for reinforcement.
All right, we finished up our last gate and we're about to start working on the tops of what is left, but I wanted to have Cody answer a couple questions that I feel like we're gonna get and explain a few things. So let's do that real quick.
First one, why is there a giant hole here if the fence is supposed to be done?
Well, that's because I want a wraparound porch.
It's probably gonna be one of our next upcoming projects is to continue the porch around the front of the house.
The deck porch,
Yeah,
whatever
the
you wanna
deck
call it.
around the front of the house and then around the side right here and then eventually continue through the backyard. So the deck will be right here, so we'll end up adding that piece of fencing attached to the bottom of the deck, but we don't want to put it up and then end up having to take it all apart to put the deck up. Since we're going to be doing that soon, we'll probably just put up a piece of temporary fencing right here so the dogs can still use the backyard, and then whenever we go to build the deck, we'll finish this last piece right here. Second, why did we put it so close to the duck house? Well, we actually want to build a bigger duck house and we want to relocate it a little more closer to the chickens. So we're going to end up building a duck house that kind of looks similar to the one that we built for theirs. It'll be a big cattle panel kind of design. We'll end up moving it over by where the chickens are.
Basically, just assume that this is no longer here. It'll eventually be moved. I think that pretty much covers it. But if we haven't touched on something that you're curious about, you can always leave it in the comments. We tried to answer as many comments as we can. We honestly have been slacking a little bit, but we're gonna get better. Last thing we're probably gonna do tonight is cut all of these tops. So we're gonna delegate. I'm gonna cut everything and Cody's gonna install it in the background. Nitro is our old man and non-problem child. He's kind of lazy. I know he's not gonna dig. I know he's not gonna chase after the cat. I know he doesn't care about the ducks or anything. So we're just testing it out and letting him run around and see how he enjoys it. But this is so fun. I can't wait till they're all out here. Go! Nitro's the oldest dog that we have, and he's Cody's first dog.
He's actually the only dog we have that's from Missouri. The rest of the dogs are actually from Texas.
All right, enough playtime, back to work. All right, this is the progress so far. Everything's prepped and ready for top pieces. So let's finish her up. Can you hold that for me?
This one is 8 feet exactly.
This one's 8 foot exactly.
Okay.
I'll bring it to you. He's just watching you work. He's just laying there. He's just gonna get comfy.
Can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful
And the fence is pretty much done. All we really have are what, babe?
Just the bottoms of the end over there, like we talked about before. Oh yeah, and then the post caps. So we'll have to cut all the posts flush, and then we'll put caps on top of them. We were looking at the solar caps that they have at Home Depot, or just getting some of the little pre-made wood caps.
Kind of
But
expensive.
unfortunately, not only are they expensive, but they're all made for dimensional lumber, not rough cut lumber. So that basically means that while it says 4x4 on the package, it's actually made for a 3.5 by 3.5. And all of our posts are true 4x4. So probably gonna have to make something, unfortunately.
get one life, I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna